What happens when a band turns an album into a haunted space? When a game becomes a museum, and a museum becomes a dream? In 2021, Radiohead and Epic Games released something that defied easy categorization. Kid Amnesia Exhibition was not a game, not an album, not quite a gallery. Instead, it was an echo, a dreamlike reanimation of their early 2000s albums Kid A and Amnesiac, reinterpreted through digital architecture and immersive interaction. But how do we understand this work? Is it art? Is it a video game? Or is it something that exists in the liminal space between them, an artifact of new media art? In this visual essay, I explore how Kid Amnesia Exhibition becomes a living memory machine, engaging with themes of preservation, nostalgia, paratext, and seriality, and how these all converge in the emerging philosophy of new media. New media art refers to artistic practices that use digital technologies as both medium and message. Unlike traditional visual art, new media is dynamic. It can be interactive, generative, networked, and time-based. According to scholars like Manovich and Christiane, new media art transforms not only how art is made, but how it is experienced, fluid, fragmented, participatory. It is no longer fixed to the wall. It's coded, updated, and alive. Kid Mnesia exists firmly within this lineage. It is a work about technology through technology, and it uses sound, space, and code to reconstruct not just Radiohead's albums, but the emotional and cultural landscapes they came from. Game art uses the language of video games to create aesthetic, emotional, or conceptual experiences rather than competitive or goal-oriented ones. Kid Amnesia is not a traditional game. It has no win condition, no clear objective. Instead, it offers exploration as meaning, atmosphere as narrative. It transforms Stanley Donwood and Tom Yorke's anxious, distorted illustrations, originally made to accompany the albums, into immersive environments. The result is a kind of interactive album, felt more than heard. Originally envisioned as a physical installation, the project was canceled due to logistical and pandemic-related issues. What emerged instead was a virtual exhibition co-developed with Epic Games that could only exist digitally. It was praised for how it wove music, visual art, and interactive technology into a unified experience. Stanley Donwood and Tom Yorke's twisted, anxious artwork and writing made to accompany the music of Radiohead's Kid A and Amnesiac is uncovered and brought back to life in a building hidden in a forest made in pencil, stretching the idea of what an exhibition is to breaking point or into something else entirely. The original multi-track recordings of Kid A and Amnesiac are scattered and reformed in a series of impossible or possible spaces, populated by equally impossible or possible creatures, surrounded by the art of Stanley Donwood and Tom Yorke, created as the Millennium loomed. Kid Mnesia is also a great example of how new media, in this case, games, can be adopted as a medium for creating artwork. This medium has the potential to create digital environments using analog artworks, like painting and sound, creating digital from analog. As Marshall McLuhan said in his book, The Medium is the Message, in 1967, we look at the present through a rear-view mirror. We march backwards into the future. This concept is often summarized as rear-view mirror thinking. meaning we understand and interpret new technologies and media forms by comparing them to older ones, using familiar frameworks and metaphors from the past. Additionally, Lev Manovich, in his essay What is New Media, and his book The Language of New Media, extends this idea by discussing how new media borrows structures, interfaces, and metaphors from earlier media forms, like film, photography, and print. Nowhere is this truer than in Kid Amnesia exhibition. The work revives a specific cultural anxiety from the early 2000s, pre-9/11 techno dread, millennial angst, yet re-delivers it through the medium of 2020's game engines. The game's building is hidden in a forest made in pencil. Its spaces are surreal, handcrafted, decaying. Creatures appear and vanish. It doesn't recreate the past. It distorts it, echoes it. Like McLuhan's mirror, it allows us to see where we've come from, only after we've passed through it. Preservation as practice. The importance of preserving digital artifacts like games and albums extends far beyond nostalgia. As Melanie Swalwell argues, preservation is about cultural memory. It's a way of documenting how we program, imagine, and interact. Kid Mnesia offers a model of what digital preservation can look like, not through static archiving, but through experiential reinterpretation. The exhibition is a spatial resurrection of sound. The original multi-track recordings of Kid A and Amnesiac are scattered, reformed, remixed, and set within impossible or possible spaces. It's a memory you can walk through, a glitch made sacred. It challenges us to think, what if memory itself could be preserved as space? Seriality and digital memory. New media often operates serially, evolving over time across formats. Radiohead's work embodies this logic. Each album builds on the previous, carrying forward motifs of surveillance, disconnection, and dread. Kid Mnesia exhibition is part of this evolving serialization. It takes past work and reframes it in today's language: immersion, interactivity, virtuality. Each room in the game acts like a track in a digital LP, fragmented, nonlinear, remixable. In this way, it isn't just a commemoration, it's an act of serial storytelling unfolding across media. Paratext and the expanded album. Benjamin Beil defines paratext as the elements surrounding a work that enrich or alter its meaning. Kid Mnesia exhibition functions as a monumental paratext, an interactive extension of the album's themes. The original content is reframed, not merely replayed. Lyrics become floating fragments. Beats turn into architecture. The digital gallery doesn't just reflect the music, it reshapes it. In doing so, the experience becomes not just supplementary, but essential, a new way of listening, one that moves through space. In the end, Kid Mnesia exhibition isn't a game or a museum. It's a media relic, a fragmented archive of sound, memory, and digital myth. Its use lies not in entertainment, but in preservation and transformation. It asks us to consider how we remember in the digital age, how we navigate cultural memory not through libraries, but through experiences coded in Unreal. It is a space that honors the past by rebuilding it through new media, and in doing so, it reframes what art can be when art becomes world.